Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and is Arena still a dumpster fire? I'm going to say yes and no, but this video is going to separate the toxic, impossible standard meta right now that nobody wants to participate in except for the people causing the problem, net deckers, from Arena itself, because Arena always was very well designed. I mean, yeah, a little bit of glitches and stuff, but honestly, even on like day one of the beta, it had less problems than some full release AAA games. And I mean, technically it's still in beta now, but I mean, technically Gmail finally came off of beta in 2009 after over 5 years. Or like 4 years or something. Like, people were using that for multi-million-dollar companies. I mean, come on, it wasn't in beta and we knew it. Beta is just a word that people hide behind so that their software can be crap. So this video, if you haven't figured it out from the title, is what I think that they should change in Arena to make things way better. And honestly, if you're like, oh, well, but it's in beta, cool, then aren't they seeking feedback? I mean, isn't this when they should be making the most changes? So yeah, I mean, you go into the Diamond League right now. I don't even want to play Arena. I don't care if I make it to Mythic. I don't even want to play Arena at all. I don't even want to play Magic at all right now because over 50% of what I'm going up against is Esper control. That deck runs 28 control spells. There is literally nothing that competes with it, and even my fastest decks aren't fast enough to stop it because they keep rigging who goes first. I've been tracking it, and I'm up to, I think, 330 games I've been tracking ever since the video where I did 100. And spoiler alert, I hate to give it away, but who's surprised at this point? The amount of times I go first went down drastically. And out of a very scientific sample size of 100, I don't know how the hell people are still saying that that's not a high enough number. What do you even say to that level of stupidity and that ignorance of math? But people calculated it. There was approximately a 1.78% chance that I would go first that few times by natural chance. That's outrageously ridiculous. But I'll make a follow-up when I get to 500. If you still think that's not a scientific sample size, then you're just too stupid for me to help you in any way. So back to Arena, what do I think they should change? Besides the standard meta. Number one, and I was going to say these are in no particular order, but this is number one. So after this, they're not in any particular order, but oh my God, is this number one. In the Bronze League, give people the full 30-second timeouts and like the full, I don't even know what it is, 30 seconds again to go to the timeout countdown, or 45 seconds or whatever the hell it is. Sure, Bronze League, cool. Silver, make it 40 seconds. Gold, make it 30 seconds. Platinum, okay, these people should know how to play Magic at this point. 10 seconds until the timer starts ticking, the warning timer. And then you use a timeout, which, I mean, okay, I guess could be 30 seconds still. But just stop letting people slow play, okay? I don't know what the hell they're doing. If they're texting someone or checking their Facebook or cooking a 5-course meal, I don't know or care what the hell these people are doing. They need to click faster, okay? I don't know, guys. Am I just some kind of superhuman where I can play Magic that quickly and like take 1 to 3 seconds to make decisions? I mean, even with a brand new deck, I'll just do the math real quick and okay, 2, 3, 4 seconds once in a while for a blocking decision. I've seen people take 20 seconds to play a land and pass. I mean, it's not even wondering what the hell they're doing at that point. I've seen people take 30 seconds to draw their card for the turn. I've seen people take 10 seconds for me to pass from my second main phase to my end step while I do nothing. This needs to stop. If you do the actual math or like actually record the gameplay and like chop it up and compare it, you are taking 3 to 4 times longer to play against a slow playing inconsiderate asshole. That means in that time, if the person was paying attention to the game and playing properly at a proper rate, in line with their skill if they're platinum or higher, you could have played 4 total games in that time. I'm not kidding, I've done the editing. You guys know this. I edit videos, duh. So for someone to take 4 games worth of time and make you just drag out their stupid game, and not even on purpose. They're not like, oh, I'm sandbagging or boat anchoring this person on purpose. It's just they're clearly doing something else. They're just rude. So what they need to do is the higher ranked play you're in and just free play, free for all. Who cares? Whatever. People forfeit on turn 2 because they didn't draw land. I mean, it's free play. Who cares about anything? But in the higher ranked, higher skilled, clearly you qualified yourself to get here level, the amount of time that you can take before the timer starts ticking or it goes to a timeout should be way shorter, like immensely shorter. I mean, if somebody decides, oh, they didn't like that you just dropped in your second Lyra after they blew up the first one and now they've effectively lost the game, and they decide to time you out because they're a butthurt little bitch. Isn't it like, it's either 30 or 45 seconds per timeout plus like 45 to get into the first timeout, and you can stack up 4 of them. That's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. So the second change that's very related to this that I think they should make is if you lose the game due to timeouts, or you burn a bunch of timeouts and then immediately forfeit, or you burn a bunch of timeouts and then lose the game still that turn, or just something that would detect that you're doing it on purpose where you can't game the system and then proceed with the next, phase or whatever, you get a 5, 10, 15 minute ban. Not like a day ban where there's like, fine, I was done playing today anywhere. Something like annoying enough that they have to wait it out, but they might learn their lesson and then keep playing that day. So honestly, 5 minutes, maybe. I mean, I'm not going to sit and stare at the screen for 5 minutes. Like, that would be enough to annoy me. But yeah, 10, 15 minutes to say you lost due to timing out, or you used a ton of timeouts without doing anything productive in the previous game. Because of that, you cannot start a new game. You were suspended from that for a period of 15 minutes. It'll show a big countdown clock. And you might think, oh, but Des, what are they going to do if they legitimately had to get up because they left something on the stove or their kid was crying or whatever? Well, cool. Then obviously you now have something better to do. It was important enough for you to get up and stop playing Magic and deal with it. A 15-minute ban you're not even going to notice because you're probably still dealing with it. I mean, to click gear concede takes like 1 second. So even just like, oh no, there's an emergency situation. Like if it's urgent enough that you had to literally get up without conceding and time the game out, you're probably good for 15 minutes. You're going to be occupied with whatever just lit on fire. So I don't think there's any false positives here. So number 2 change you need to make, definitely consequences for people who time the game out. I'm getting really sick of it. And yes, I know everybody in the comment section is already typing, but Des, you time people out all the time. That's because there's no consequences for doing so. Even I would stop doing it if I got a 15-minute ban every damn time. Until then, if you're gonna play Esper no win con Teferi emblem bullshit, I'm going to time you out until the end of time. I don't give a shit. You're wasting my time, I'm wasting your time. Fuck you. But if they institute a penalty for it, then I guess I'll stop doing that too. I'll just slow play them to the timer every single turn instead of getting up to go make some toast or something. Which is why they should probably still implement number 1. So these two critically need to be in the game. But there's one very controversial thing that even I'm not sure it would work, but it's worth mentioning. It would at least be interesting. Let the player name 3 cards and don't match them up against somebody running those 3. So Nexus, Kaya's Wrath, and I don't know, Disallow. Or no, Search for Azcanta. Oh my god, why would I not pick that? Duh. There goes all the control heavy decks. Or actually, I'd probably pick Steamkin, Runaway Steamkin or whatever. Why can I never remember the name of that damn card? Probably because I don't play the deck. I can't stand those decks. Those are the absolute core of those decks. Cool, now I never have to play against that deck archetype ever again. Or just let people play, or pick like a 2-color or 3-color mix, in exactly 1 combination, and they will never play against a deck of that color ever again. The problem is you could game the living crap out of that. Just say, oh, this deck works perfectly as long as I don't go up against this. Like Red Rush or White Rush. Cool, I'll just name the cards that are in that. And then I would never lose, and some tier 1 decks are that powerful, so people could totally abuse that, but wouldn't it be nice if you're just like, I am literally never going to touch Arena again if I have to go up against one more fucking Teferi deck. Boom, select Teferi, done, you never have to see it again. It would be nice, I just can't think of a fair way to implement it, that people wouldn't just use it to basically cheat and get unlimited free wins. But if they thought of some way to do it, that would be very interesting. Another feature, there's really nothing to this at all. A way to erase your player history, the people you've went up against. That's the only reason that I haven't filled myself playing up against a ton of other people is because I censor the names out, they don't, and I'm going to be in the recent history on the drop-down menu for players they played against for the direct challenge mode. There is a way to erase it, I know that, but I don't know if anybody's figured it out. Because when I played Arena on my work computer, it was empty, and when I played on my personal computer, it was full. So they're stored locally, the names themselves in the history are stored locally somewhere and not cloud synced or synchronized in any way to your account on Arena, but nobody knows where. And honestly, if I had an hour, I could probably just find out, but why would I put in so much effort? Screw it. So a delete history button would be really nice, or a streamer mode where you can like automatically hide it. Hell, how about that for a feature? I'll throw that one in. A streamer mode where you don't want people to like attack or dox the person that you're playing against because they beat your favorite celebrity on Twitch or whatever, or because they slow play you and then people start going after them. Or if I don't want to show my own username, have a feature for it. Even Apex Legends has a streamer mode. I mean, what modern game doesn't have a streamer mode where you can hide certain information automatically instead of trying to censor it with overlay bars in OBS and turn them on and off and shit? It's so annoying. I mean, that needs to be a feature, and it is like comically simple to just change a config option and hide a layer in Unity. Oh my God, is it simplistic? Like, they could implement it in a minute if they wanted to. Next, and this is just a basic UI thing, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you're in the deck building interface and you hover over those little filter buttons on the top, you don't get what they call a pop-up tooltip telling you what any of them do. There are buttons where I legitimately still do not know what they do, and the little hieroglyphic on it makes no sense at all. Even worse, if you go to the top right where it says like learn more, adjust options, and change deck layout, guess how I know that that's what those buttons do? Because when you hover over them, there's a tooltip that says learn more, adjust options, and change deck layout. In fact, there's tooltips on almost everything except for the filter buttons in the deck builder. That is inexcusably bad user interface design. I would bet that there's a portion of you who still don't know what that little gold button does. You know, the one that looks like a gaudy Nintendo medallion from a Game Boy Color game? That one. Another change that clearly they did this on purpose, but wouldn't it be nice if they undid this? Show the vault progress. I don't think they've ever explained why they thought it was a good idea to remove the progress, because there is still vault progression. You might be thinking, oh, but I thought they replaced it with just gem rewards on repeats, only for rare and mythic. They didn't do it for commons and uncommons. In fact, I just opened the vault about 2 weeks ago. Let me just run through the psychology of this, okay? If you're like, oh man, I'm at 90%. Oh, I can't wait to open the vault. There'll be so many wild cards. Cool. Maybe I should open some more packs. As in, buy them in some cases. Maybe just play more, but okay, that's cool too. But maybe buy them if somebody knows they're close. If you have absolutely no idea what your vault progress is, then you're just going to be like, I don't care. It could be at 5%. It could be at 99%. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. It has no influence on my decisions and my gameplay whatsoever. And then every couple months, oh look, the vault opened, cool, that's neat, whatever, I don't care. Like suddenly now that you can open it, you care, but the entire rest of the time you just pretend it doesn't exist, because since there's no progress meter, it effectively doesn't exist. And the kicker is, get this, you can just go open the log file and look what your vault progress is. So if it's supposed to be hidden like they've determined, it absolutely has to not be public information. Well, they're not doing a very good job of it, are they? So there's no reason, no logical reason whatsoever that I could possibly think of to not show the progress, other than people would be discouraged by how slow it is, I guess. Also, when there's the same card reprinted twice, don't make people / let people unlock them multiple times. I get it, one will rotate out, one won't. That makes sense logically. But technically that's kind of worse, because if I unlocked, I can't think of a good example, I don't know, naturalize or like cancel or something where it's usually printed twice in a generation and you unlock the first copies, oh, but then those rotated out, but you were just playing with them the other day? That's not how paper works, obviously. If you have 4 copies at all ever, you can keep playing with them. So I think it should carry over. I don't know how they would do that, but it would be nice. And hell, the same goes for alternate art. My God, I think I own 6 copies of Galta. Why do I own 6 copies of Galta? And I know I effectively got the other ones for free, but that's not always the case. It should be combined where a card is a card and ones that are from different sets or different art are like synchronized, and if you own them, you own them. And then every time there's a rotation, they're passed over. Another thing, I don't know how or why this is happening if they allegedly have, I don't even know how many millions of players they claim to have actively, but stop making me play against the same people over and over and over and over and over. I mean, normally that would happen on a game like Apex Legends, which has 50 million players, and I don't even know how many concurrent, but it's an insane number. Like, it's completely crazy how many concurrent players there are, and yet I've seen the same couple players multiple times. That's because I'm almost always connected to like the Ohio server, or an Illinois or Chicago, whatever server. That's because they'll be a couple milliseconds lower, and so since I'm on that server, I'll constantly get people who have really good connections to that server. It makes sense. I don't care about variety of players as much, because of how squads are randomized, obviously, but also because I would prioritize an extra 5 milliseconds above really anything else because it's a first-person shooter. I mean, lag, people will just quit. If your servers are trash, they'll just quit. Speaking of that, my ping to Google, which is auto-detected based on location, is 17 milliseconds. My ping to the fastest Apex one is usually like 49 milliseconds, so I guess their servers are garbage. But on Arena, you wouldn't even notice a 50 millisecond ping delay. I mean, hell, it could be 300 milliseconds. You're playing with somebody from like Singapore or something. Actually, that's a terrible example. They have really good internet. Australia. And you know what? A fraction of a second, you wouldn't even notice it. This isn't some fast twitch reaction, first in gets the kill game. It's a freaking card game. Who cares if there's an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 milliseconds? I mean, country or continental regional servers, okay, but even then, I'm going up against people with like, I can't even identify the language, some kind of Asian characters. If I had to guess, I'd say Japanese. I know it wasn't Korean for sure, because they have a lot of circles. But yeah, clearly it's not region locked either. So why the hell in ranked play, not some weird, obscure, unique thing, like in just normal ass ranked Diamond 3 and 4, which is what I've been stuck in lately, why do I go up against like the same people over and over and over? Like any time of day too. It could be noon, it could be 8 o'clock at night, it could be 4 in the morning. I mean, it's still, I've just hit the same people over and over and over. And for the amount of concurrent players they claim to have, that shouldn't happen. So they should just simply have a protection against that happening. But clearly there's something very, very messed up with matchmaking, which is why I suspect that there's some riggage going on. They know what type of opponent, what type of deck they want you to go up against, and that narrows it way down. That's why you keep playing the same person over and over and over. That's my theory, because it's not just, oh, we both lost at the same time, or we both play an average of a 3-minute game, and then, oh, look, we both hit matchmaking at the same time. I've had people try that while 500 people are watching my live stream, and none of them get in, and they all hit join at the exact same time. Clearly, it's cherry picking who they want you to go up against, and that riggage needs to stop, because I could already tell what, and I don't know if they got rid of this lately, but way back in the day, a couple months ago, if I played with a blue deck, then I would only go up against 3 deck archetypes. That was the only thing I would go up against. And then I would switch to like a white deck, and oh, now I'm playing completely different decks, but the same deck archetype over and over and over for like 15, 20, 30 games in a row. And then I switched to a 3-color deck, and oh, look, I'm playing the same 2 decks over and over and over. So clearly what deck you chose indicated like who you would go up against and what they were playing. But then again, they came out and openly admitted that the old matchmaking system was based on some invisible number called deck power, and they don't use that anymore, at least for ranked constructed. They claim. I mean, the code is there to calculate deck power. I think they're just outright lying, or they're still using some watered down version that's just like color matching or CMC matching or something. Either way, if it was truly random, it's just, oh, this person is within 1 rank of you. Boom, random. The chances that you would ever play the same person twice are astronomically impossible, according to their own hinted at or directly stated numbers of how many active players they have. But who knows, maybe they're just lying about that. Or maybe 99% of the players left. I wouldn't even be that surprised. Another thing they need to change, you know that new store layout that's in no particular order, makes absolutely no sense? Just click on store and click on featured. I don't even have words for what the hell kind of order this is supposed to be in. It's got to be some kind of psychological manipulation thing. It's the $99.99, so $100, I'm just going to round, screw it, $100 gem pack, followed by the $20 gem pack, followed by buying 6 packs with 1,200 gems, followed by the 90 pack, followed by $10 worth of gems, followed by a 6-pack of Guilds of Ravnica, followed by a 90-pack of Guilds of Ravnica. And those are the featured ones. What the hell kind of order is that? And then if I go to gems, it's like, okay, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, I get it. And then I go to packs, it's in reverse order of age and then going from lowest to highest. That makes sense. And remember, that's how it always used to be. They rearranged this, and there must be some logic behind the order, but my only theory is they're just trying to manipulate people somehow. I guess they think you just never would scroll to the right because you don't even want to know because you don't have that much money. So if they shove it in your face in a seemingly pseudo random order, that it'll make you acknowledge that that's the thing that exists. Whatever it is, put it in order from lowest to highest or oldest to newest. Just leave it in order. Why are you not doing that? The old store was so much better. And finally, the last thing that I want changed almost more than anything else except for number 1 and 2. Have a hidden but showable, so unhideable log of every single action that took place. Xmage has had this forever. If I look away for a second, check my phone, check Netflix, which I'm probably watching, even though somehow I could watch Netflix and still play at the maximum speed where you'd think that my eyes are glued to the game. Apparently nobody else can do that. Or if just something happens really quick and I'd second guess it, I'm like, wait, what did just happen? Why did that interaction go off? Why did this happen? What spell was that he cast? Or what card did just go to exile? A lot of that stuff you can check, but certain things like results of actions and amounts of damage and like ways that things were temporarily calculated and what order things went off. If you're not watching extremely carefully, it goes really quickly and you have to match it and identify it visually, then it's gone. There's no way to retrieve that information once it's already happened. I mean, I know the rules of the game inside and out, but every maybe 100 games I find myself thinking, how did that work? Or why did that do that? Or what was the effect of that? Or even just what mode did they choose on this choose one or the other spell? I don't remember because it might have had some interaction with this, but I'm not sure if they did that or not. I want to just be able to scroll up and just see what happened in some cases. It's very rare, but probably, 20, 30, 40 times since I started playing Arena, I have wanted to know what happened the turn before. Well, even just how much damage did I take and what was my life total? Like, because obviously I'm going to take that much damage again. I just don't remember what it was. So then you got to sit there and add it up manually while your opponent's like, go, your go. Those really advanced add up like 10 different variables and then add this boost and this passive boost and this trigger. And then when he swings, he's going to get a +2, which gives that, and then mentor. And like, that's the only thing that makes me hesitate for about 5-10 seconds. It would be nice if I could just have a log that I hit unhide and I'm like, okay, that's what happened. Simple. And the best thing is, it already exists. It's in that text log that's hidden in that one directory and whatever. So every action you take in game is logged to a text file. So they already have it. They already have a list of it chronologically. They would literally just need to throw it into a text box on screen and put a hide button on it. That's all they would need to do. But I guess, that's too technical and intimidating to new players. Great, then they won't hit the button to unhide it. I mean, obviously. Or just like translate it to really, really user-friendly, human-readable actions. Not like blah, 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 phase this trigger stack priority, blah, blah, blah. Just this creature did 3 damage to this creature. Okay. Oh, I get it. First strike went off first, and I wasn't paying attention because I hit auto skip. So first strike went off first, and then that happened. He got a counter before he hit me, and that's why I took more damage than I thought. Okay, a situation like that where you can at least just rewind the clock and look at it. Not even just replay the cards doing it, just give me a damn text log. I mean, hell, text logs have been in programs since like the 70s and 80s. It's ridiculous that you can't do that. It's absurd. So that's all the changes I could come up with for now. I don't even need to mention it. Duh. If you've got something you want changed in Arena, leave it down in the comment section. Don't put too much effort into it. Nobody from Wizards is going to read down there. I mean, do go on the forums, I recommend it, and just, be polite because they're frickin' censorship Nazis over there. You'd have to phrase it like, I just think it would be nice if maybe you did this maybe. Then maybe, if you're really lucky, the topic won't get deleted. Just remember, a lot of the staff members who moderate that thing are very arrogant, elitist, power-abusing assholes. This topic has been mentioned too many times. Well, I don't live on the forum. Fuck you. Oh, you deleted my post I took 10 minutes carefully laying out and editing because you heard it too often. Well, maybe that's a clue that you should fucking do something about it. That's never happened to me. I'm not even registered on the forums, to be honest. I've just heard that from multiple people on my Discord. So yeah, that's probably a better place to put it. But if there's something that you're just like, oh my gosh, they need to fix this, they need to change this, the game would be so much better. Yeah, leave it down in the comment section. I'm very curious what you guys will come up with. So thanks for watching. Hopefully they fix Arena and hopefully they fix the god-awful, unplayable, just control, run, Red Blitz trash that's out right now. And I mean, spoiler alert, Planeswalkers aren't going to fix shit. They're going to make everything worse. So what I'm specifically referring to is hopefully they ban a fuck ton of cards so people can play Magic again and get creative with what they build. Or build literally anything that's not tier 1 and have a chance of winning. Until then, I'll be playing and, by the way, streaming Apex Legends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next live stream of Apex Legends.